Let's work on the construction of this isometric block. Just as we see it here, the instruction given to us is to produce the orthographic views of this object, but I want us to look at how we can reproduce it as it is given to us here. So let's see how this can be done. So what we are going to do, so we produce this part first, okay? Then we now add this to it, and we add this to it. So and then we produce the block, okay, without this feature and this feature. Okay, then we now add the feature to it. So what I mean is that I'm going to make use of this total length 70 millimeters from here to here, 50 from here to here, and 50 from here to here. So produce it as a cuboid first. Then I will now bring out the features as we see it on it. So let's start. So what we are going to do first is to draw a short horizontal line. So here like this. Okay, so we have this horizontal line like this, and then so at a particular point here. Okay, so I'm going to call this point, I'll call it point A, and then so with my 30-degree set square, I'm going to draw a line. From this point, I will draw a line in this direction, and then I will also draw a line at this point. I will draw a line in this direction like this, and then at this point, I will erect a vertical line up like this. Okay, so I'm going to take the measurement. So from on this vertical line from A up, I have 70 millimeters, and here on this side, okay, so from this point, I will take 50 from this point. So I take a measurement of 50 millimeters from this point to this side. This is 50 millimeters. Okay, then here I will also take 50 from point A to this side. This is 50 millimeters. Okay, so we have this now. All right, so then at this point here, I will draw a vertical line. I will erect a vertical line at this point, so which goes up like this. Okay, we have this. Okay, then I will come to this end, also draw a vertical line up like this. So we have this. Then with the set square, I will transfer this distance. I will transfer it onto this line, and also transfer this onto this line, and then I will come to this point. Okay, so taking this distance to this side, and then I will take my set square to draw a line from here to touch this line. Okay, so this is the block that I'm talking about. So now let's add the features. So let's start with the feature that we have here. So this particular one that we have here, so we have it in form of a square, and we are told that distance from this line to this line is 10, and also for this one from here to here is 10, and this one from here to here is 10, from here to here is 10. So we need to take that 10 round. Okay, so we come to this point here. So take a measurement from this point, take 10 millimeters inward, and here take 10 millimeters inward. Okay, we have this, and then I will come here. Okay, so coming here, I will take 10 millimeters inward here. So this is 10 millimeters. Here I will also take 10 millimeters. So at this point, so I'm going to draw a line from this point. So draw a line in like this, and then at this point here, I will also draw a line. So draw a line in here like this, and then here I will also draw a line in here, and then at this point here I will draw a line so in like this. Okay, so then all right, so at this point there is a line. There's a line at this point that goes down inward to make it a hole. Okay, so there's a hole, so there's a square hole. Okay, then so we have a feature around this surface. So let's see. So this is the feature. So we have that. So we need to take a distance. So from here, so from this line to this line is 20. From this line to this line is 20. Why this one is 10? Okay. So let's bring out that feature. So all right. So we need to come here on this line. We take 20, 20. So from this point, so we take 20 inward here, and then at this point we also have 20 from here. So at this point we take down a vertical line. So take down a vertical line like this, and here also take down a vertical line like this. Okay, so then at this point also, so we draw a line from this point inward, and then from this point we also take a line inward. Okay, so this particular one, we have that, so let me bring it. Okay, so from that from here to here is 20, from here to here is 20, so we need to take that distance. So coming onto this line, take 20 millimeters down. This is 20 millimeters. So at this point, so we draw a line to touch this. Okay, so then from this point, so draw a line. There'll be a line inward, is a cut. So draw a line inward, and then so we come to this point. Okay, at this point, so we take a line inward like this. So that cut is already created there. So what else do we have to add to this? So let me bring the given figure. So let's work on this. Let's work on this particular one. So we have that. So from okay, so looking at what, okay, let's start with this. Let's start with this. So this is positioned at the middle. Okay, okay, let's start with this one. So let's start with this. Let's start with it. This is, you can easily produce this, because for us to get this point, there's a distance being taken from here to here, which is 30. Okay, so what we just have to do, we have that for this one, distance from here to here is 10. Okay, the height is 30, and then from here to here is 15. So let's work on that first, so that then we can bring out that part that looks like the web. Okay, so draw this line. Okay, so then at this point here, so we take a measurement of 30 millimeters up, 30 millimeters up from point A. This is 30 millimeters. So come on to this point. Okay, come on to this point here with the set square. So draw this line like this. Okay, so we have this line. Okay, so then we now take 10. So let's take 10 from here. This is 10 millimeters. So this is 10 millimeters. Okay, so at this point, so we are to take a vertical line down. So we take a vertical line down like this to touch this line, and then so turn the set square this way. So draw this line, and then take 15. Okay, so we also need to come up here too. So come up here, draw a line in this direction. So come here, so also draw a line like this. Okay, so then on this line, so we take a measurement of 15 millimeters. 15 millimeters. So here is 15 millimeters here. So what we just have to do, so at this point, so we take a vertical line down. So take a vertical line down to touch this line. Okay, we have this, and then so transfer this distance, transfer it here, let it touch this. We have brought out this shape that we have here. So let me show you. So you can see that we have brought it out as given to us here. So now let's go and work on this. So we have that from this point here is 30. That is from this point we take 30 millimeters inward. So without that, we cannot we may not be able to get that object drawn, that web drawn. So take a measurement of 30 millimeters, and this is 30 millimeters. At this point now, so draw a line in this direction. So draw a line in this direction. So we now have that the length. So the length from here to here is 40. So we need to take that measurement of 40 millimeters. So so we come here and we take 40 millimeters from this point. We take 40 millimeters down here. This is 40. Okay, so then we now draw a line. So from this point, so we draw a line in this direction. Okay, so then we take 10. So the thickness of that web is 10 millimeters. So take a measurement of 10 millimeters. So this is 10 millimeters. Okay, all right. So okay, so we need to come up here. So at this point, so you draw a vertical line. So the height is also 40. The height is also 40. So from this point, take 40 millimeters up. This is 40, and at this point, set your set square in this direction. So draw a line like this. Okay, so then we take 10 again. We take 10 again. So we take 10 again from here. So this is 10 millimeters. So now, so this line that I want to draw on an isometric object, So we call them non-isometric line because we are not drawing them with the 30-degree set square as we did for others. So you join this together and then you come to this point, you also join these together. So looking at what we have here, we have completed the work as we see it here. Now, what we are to do before we end this work is that we need to make this line a thick line. So I use my black pen for producing thick continuous line like this. Okay, so this line, so we also make it a thick line. So make this line a thick line like this. Okay, so then this line, so make it thick line. This line, we make it a thick line like this. So this line, so making the thick line to stop here, to top it. So this surface is plane. Okay, so and then so draw this line. Okay, so this line from here down, so make it a thick line, and then so we have this line too, so make this a thick line from here to here. So we have this. All right, so going in this direction, so this short line, make it a thick line. This also make it a thick line, and then this line a thick line. So here down, so make this line a thick line from here to here, and up here, so this short line a thick line. So this line, so make it a thick line from here to here, and this also a thick line, and this line, okay, so this short line from here to here, and this also from here to here, and then so coming to so this line, so make it a thick line, and coming to this end, the whole of this is a thick line all through. So then down here, okay, so this line too, so I also need to make it a thick line from here to here. So coming here, okay, so this line, so make it thick from here to here, and this line, so this line, okay, so from here to this point, a thick line, and this line is also a thick line from here to here. So this line, so make it visible, okay, and this line a thick line from here to here. Okay, so this line here, so make it a thick line, and make this a thick line from here to here, and then so this also, and this line, all right, so then so coming here, so make this line, make it a thick line from here down, and this line too, so make it a thick line from here down. All right, so I think I'm left with this line, so this line and this line here. So okay, so looking at what we have here, we have completed it as it is given to us as we see it here. So we have completed the isometric view of this object, as simple as I've done it here. Thank you, keep on practicing, and God bless you. Let's meet on the next one. Thank you.